Hello.
Did you want to do this?
Live stream.
Live stream. Yay.
We're doing a live stream on May 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I think I said all the right things.
Yes, you did.
It's our annual?
It's
not annual.
It ends up being
ending of show live stream.
It ends up being annual, but it's not meant to be annual.
It doesn't end up being annual, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, literally, this is May 15th. The last time we did one of these for end of series was March 15th of 2020. Because
that's pandemic's fault.
That was the pandemic's fault, because we should have finished the show way earlier. But I feel like if we're going at an even pace, we should finish the next show well before the end of the year, unless there's, like, Pandemic Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Well, now
is very possible.
Now you just jinxed us.
I know, I'm sorry, guys.
All right, so this is our end. So we're going to talk all Pushing Daisies stuff, theories about where the show would have gone, if it would have continued, what we like, dislike, blah, 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 blah. If you have any questions on this show, on us, or any of the other shows that we've done, please either tweet at us at Witty Close, Facebook, comment on something, whatever. I might post on Facebook. There you go. Yeah. Leave a comment on this video. Email us at wittyclose@gmail.com. And yes, so that's again a live stream for Pushing Daisies. It's going to be Saturday, May 15th.
Yes, Saturday, May 15th at 2 p.m. and that's on the East Coast of the United States time. So if you're otherwise, please consult your local map and or watch and or internet to find out which time that is. We can't do the math. We can only do so much here.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yay, we did it. All right, so we'll see you guys then.
I have so many feelings on this episode. Welcome to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I'm your host, Dara Whitman. Here with me is my lovely co-host.
And Cailin.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Well, we finished the show. It's been so long.
We did it. It's with multiple month-long breaks in between. Because like pandemic.
Because like technically, like I feel like if the pandemic didn't happen, we probably would have been done this show in like the summer of 2020.
Or like the fall at least.
Summer or fall, yeah.
Yeah.
And then now it's like over a year later.
It is over a year later, and it's so interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. But
there's a lot to talk about.
We're gonna talk about the series finale, Pushing Daisies, season 2, episode 13, Kerplunk. All right. So in the past, we get a Vivian and Lily flashback.
I know, which is new and exciting.
Lily Charles was 5 years, 16 hours, and 2 minutes old. 3 days earlier, her sister Vivian was born with a hole in her heart. Cardiologists patched the floor, and Lily received her orders. Put her vulnerable sibling before herself. On her 11th birthday, land-loving Lily was given a backyard pool and a swimming suit that matched her sister Vivian's. Lily would soon realize that constant exposure to her younger sister made Vivian a devoted mimic.
Yeah. So, we found out that Vivian actually wore like a heart in her hole, which they fixed up, but that she was told put your sister first.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they grew up, they realized they could like mimic each other.
Yeah.
And then they became the darling mermaid darling.
Yes.
And then they never betrayed each other ever.
Nope, they were 2 peas in a pod forever and ever.
Oh wait, except for the part.
The renowned synchronized swimming sisters were loyal beyond separation until Charles. Engaged to sister Vivian, but in love with sister Lily, Charles not only planted the seeds of betrayal, he sowed them. Shamed by the affair with her sister's fiancé, Lily joined the Sisters of the Divine Magnatum, where she hid her love child from Vivian and the world. No sooner was Lily's love child born than Lily had to give her up to keep the secret. Somewhere between losing her daughter and losing her eye, Lily lost the will to perform.
Except for the part where
Vivian was engaged to Charles, and then Lily slept with him and had a kid named Charlotte.
Yeah.
So, fun times. Anyway, present. Vivian and Lily are celebrating Chuck's half birthday. Do people do that?
Some people do that. I do not do that.
Maybe like you get yourself like a treat on your half birthday.
I feel like I should celebrate my half birthday though, because then it would be in the summer. And then I'd be able to like have a pool party. I don't know, I should have done that.
Do you have a pool?
No. But when I was a kid we had a neighborhood pool. So
Mine's in. See, that's why the benefits of having your actual birthday in the summer is good times. So Lily is like the paper up because she's crying and doesn't want Vivian to see, and Vivian sees in the paper that the Aquacade is in town.
The Aquacade.
Hooray!
Dear me, the Aquacade is in town. Remember taking Charlotte there for our half birthdays? It's as if an angel called the Papin County Picayune and placed an ad on the back page.
You done gawking? Bird cages need fresh liners.
Lily, let's go to the Aquacade. It could be just the thing to help the gloom pass. Please, for me.
Though Lily was weak with grief, her compulsion to put her sister's happiness before her own drove her to say,
Find my opera gloves. All those children, tourists in culottes, place will be crawling with germs.
And so
She's not wrong.
Made a wish.
Let's all parade up to the Aquacade.
Like some of the souvenirs they got kind of reminds me of like when you would like go to like see something on ice and you get all that stuff.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Those like dumb toys.
Very much like going to see the circus or going to see like the ice.
Do you forget those things? I forget what it was called, but it was like a rod thing and then maybe like a character on top and then there'd be like these like rubber things sticking out with like lights on them and then you hit a button and then it'd spin around.
Oh yeah. I mean I spent a lot of my childhood right next to Walt Disney World, so like yes, very familiar with that.
Good times. So also Ned and Emerson and Chuck are also celebrating her half birthday. Emerson gives Chuck the first edition of his pop-up book.
Yay.
Hooray! But Ned can't find the perfect gift because he always takes himself out, which, you know, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then Olive comes in with Vivian and Lily's fur coats because they want to get them fluffed so that they're going to Aquacade. And then Ned's like, let's go to the Aquacade.
He's like, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
And they're going to bring everybody except for Simone is sick and Randy has gout.
He's gout.
My perfect gift. I'm going to buy 6 tickets to the Aquacade. Emerson, call Simone.
In with the flu.
Olive, call Randy.
Out with the gout.
So?
The
4
gout?
tickets to the Aquacade.
Like 1,000 bubbles.
Prepare to be amazed. There has not been this much talent around a body of water since Moses played the Red Sea.
Didn't they hide her better?
I was gonna say, she looks a little too obvious for when they know they're gonna be there.
Sensations to tango. Shark-righted Galveston Gus and his dorsal fin friend Bubba.
I thought that was like a permanent thing.
It might have been like a flare-up.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So they go and they get balloons and they're nice and like Chuck is like not as disguised as that, which you would think maybe she would want to be because Vivian and Lily are going to be there.
Right. Like we know, like literally what sparked this part of the conversation is that we knew that they were going to be there. So like, why wouldn't you just like disguise yourself?
Well, they have balloons, so it's fine.
It's fine.
That's how they hide themselves. And also, so as Vivian and Lily are entering, they're hiding and then they see what are they called? The Aqua Dolls.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Who swim for Christ and Liberty.
Amen. The red, white, and blue. God bless America.
So their names are Blanche and Coral, and they're rivals with the Darling Mermaid Darling.
Yes.
There's some shade thrown.
It's a long-standing rivalry.
I could ask the same, chum.
Oh, the Charles sisters, still out of the loop. How quaint and refreshing. We're tonight's headliners, didn't you know?
Yo, dolls.
Oh, this is our manager, Blanche's husband.
Insatiable husband, Shane Tricko. I found him when we were performing in Honolulu.
Hawaii. Check tail. Curtains and
I'm sure they love each other.
Off to do what we do best.
Get a great
Swim for Christ and country.
Might want to pick a new flag. One without horizontal stripes.
So it's them and also Blanche's husband, Shane Trickle, who, you know, married Blanche for love.
He's a himbo.
That's a good thing. I like it. They said that in the show.
Yeah.
So there's some shade thrown, but then Lily's kind of upset, or Vivian is a little bit of like not wanting to stay, and then Lily's like, nope, we're here, we're gonna stay, we're gonna enjoy ourselves for Chuck.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yay.
So we're watching the show, and we're having, we're at the MC guy, I guess, like introduces with his mic trident. And we're doing the national anthem, and it's the Aqua Dolls, and they're performing for that.
Yeah.
And as they're performing, there's a shark.
Can you see these ladies swim?
God bless America.
No. have fins.
Mr. Williams would piss her cotton panel at the sight of those rocket splits.
Lily, behave. Though I will admit Blanche is looking less than buoyant.
Are you kidding? She's dead in the water.
Oh my god. What? That's fun.
Oh yeah.
And then Blanche is like flying, and then shark, and then she dead.
Yeah, I was not expecting somebody to die via shark consumption. Here we are. Somebody whole ass got eaten by a shark.
Listen, when it's your last episode,
you gotta go big.
You gotta go big.
Go big or go home.
So
I wish I went home.
So she dead.
She's dead. Yes, it's hard to get through that, survive that.
So we see the ants, and Vivian's trying to write a sympathy note for Coral because it's still nice, even if you don't like the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a nice thing to do.
Right.
And the MC, who's Jimmy Neptune, arrives, and he wants the Darling Mermaid Darlings to make a comeback.
Yeah.
And basically explaining it to them, and
You two have a gift unlike any I've seen. Your swimming brings people joy.
Our swimming things brought us joy too.
I'm in desperate need of a new opening act. Come back to the pool, mermaids. After a 24-hour mourning period for poor Blanche.
Of course.
Water's nice.
We're retired.
People come out of retirement all the time. For how many performances would you want us?
It has gotten into your guild. We had our time.
And here it is.
Basically, Vivian gets Lily to agree to the show. So they're coming back.
So, like, we did not expect that to happen, but
hooray!
Now they're back, which is very exciting.
Emerson's eating a fish witch. What is that? I'm not like, I've seen like a fish fillet, but it's like.
So you got a piece of bread, right?
You're gonna mess up. Ew.
Do I smell a fish witch?
Yes.
You mind stowing it away?
Yes.
You got a fish,
like a full fish,
just like a whole ass fish, and then you got like another piece of bread. Bam. Fish
That
witch.
sounds disgusting.
To each his own.
You know I don't like fish. So.
I'm not a big fish person.
It's horrible. Like that look. Ugh.
Yeah.
I had feelings on that. And but he gets interrupted by Galveston Gus, who was the owner of the shark, and he wants Emerson to prove that somebody got the shark out.
Yeah,
and that it wasn't his fault. And so fun times.
Right.
Galveston Gus, yeah, I know. I assume your recent loss is Bubba the Shark.
You heard.
I was there.
Well, I hope you ain't part of the negligence suit against me. Them lawyers want to take everything I have. And that's why I need you. To prove I wasn't asleep in the saddle.
Not much I can do. 300 people saw your great white make fish food out of that unfortunate water hoofer.
I know you can't prove Bubba didn't eat Ms. Remora. He did. And what a crap last meal that must have been. But you can prove someone else at the Aquacade let him out of his pen and caused this horrible accident.
So we go to the morgue with the shark. It's like dangling out. And we cut it open a bit. We bring Blanche back to life.
Yes.
And ask her if there's anything that strange happened. And Coral did ask her about her hair. And they noticed that there's pig fat in Blanche's hair gel, which could attract a shark.
Yes, because sharks think that would be a nice, tasty snack.
So murder.
My sister asked me if I was going gray.
How about something pertinent?
Oh, for me, it's strange. My mother was auburn to the end. Only other thing that can bring on gray hair is stress. And my husband, Shane, is the biggest stress reliever I know. Biggest.
Actually, I can see something white in there, but I don't think it's hair.
That's my hair gel.
You sure that ain't shark slime?
Water ballerinas use a very thick hair gel. It's waterproof to keep their hairstyles in place. It's kind of like shellac.
Shellac with a faint scent of lard. It's used all the time in pie crusts.
Why would someone put pig fat in her hair gel?
Then also Blanche kind of badmouths Lily and Vivian, which how dare you?
Yeah, Chuck kind of has to go off on her, and then she gets the last word, and by being like net, touch her.
Shrews. Always after our limelight.
How dare you?
Right? You were nothing before the Darling Mermaid Darlings. They put Sibling Synchro Swim Dance on the map.
Who are you?
Charlotte Charles, niece of Vivian, daughter of Lily. Now, you hurt their feelings on a night they were feeling very, very fragile, so you can just shut up about my family, Blanche Remora Trickle, or you'll end up... Well, I can't think of anything worse than here, so... Snap! Now touch her before she talks back. Touch her. That feels so good.
Yay!
Oh man.
So they're at the pie hole. They tell Olive what they discovered, and they realize it's an inside job. They also find out that Lily and Vivian are going back into the water.
Yes.
And everybody's happy.
That's exciting.
Yep. And so then Chuck writes a note to Emerson, basically saying, like, want to use the ants as, like, a cover to get into the aquacade.
Right.
And we're like, good idea.
Yes.
And basically, we'd also tell the ants that we're solving a murder.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Emerson, Ned, Olive, and then the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the thing, but then they're also their cover. So Ned's the agent.
Yes.
Emerson's the coach/bodyguard.
Yeah.
And then Olive's hair and makeup.
Dipping a toe back in our old milieu and solving a murder, the thought brings tingles.
All right, everybody, here's your lane assignments. Itty Bitty, your hair and makeup. I want you to get into Blanche's dressing room and find that homicidal hair gel. Pie maker, you're the deal maker, a.k.a. the mermaid's agent. Stick to Jimmy Neptune. As team coach, I'll sidle up to the Aquadol's manager and grieving husband, Shane Trickle.
Mm-hmm.
And as team heavy, I'll also make sure you two have nothing to worry about except scissor kicking ass and taking names.
Correct.
So this will be fine. Olive goes into the dressing room.
She needs to gather evidence.
And then she meets Sid, who's like practicing, and he's upset because he keeps like being told he's gonna get the headline and then doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So motive.
Yeah.
But then also we get the hair gel.
You the new seahorse?
Oh, heavens to hamstrings. No, I'm Sally Boots, fly girl to Darling Mermaid Darlings.
Snap back, G-string. I love them.
Oh, I love you. Who are you?
Sid Tango. I open the second act.
Why aren't you out there with the rest of the group?
They're relocating me. Out by the portalettes.
Oh, shoot. There's enough room in this fishbowl for all us fish.
You know what? Thank you. If only more people around here would be as accepting of who I am.
Yes.
And Emerson doesn't find any really thing, but then also he sees Sid coming in. He's like getting ready to dive, and they notice that he has like a Speedo and then like another belt.
Yeah, a belt on top of it.
And then every time he goes to the belt and like while he's dancing, the shark cage opens up.
Yes.
So it doesn't look good.
Suspicious.
We think we found the guy. Hooray!
Yeah, that was easy.
In Blanche's dressing room, he's sort of fun and just a teensy bit angry he was overlooked to leave the aquacade due to his, because of what's in his banana hammock.
I really should look away, but I can't.
Wanna go blind?
I want to catch a killer. Look at the shark, man. See that?
Uh-huh.
Happens every time Sid touches his belt.
That's a bit
suspicious.
Come on.
Yep, except no.
Except that's not him. He while the swim world is not accepting of him, he would not murder anybody over it.
No, so he says he was framed and that Cora was jealous of her sister and would want her dead, which fair?
Which seems reasonable.
Yep.
This was a frame job. I had nothing to do with killing Blanche. Why would I keep the murder weapon in my Speedo?
Why don't you say that I didn't do a dance for the judge, Tango? You had opportunity and you had motive.
You already told me that you were jealous of the Aquadol's headliner spot.
My jealousy has nothing to do with them. It stems from loving an art form that doesn't love me back. Why aren't you shining your spotlight on Coral? It's what she's wanted all her life.
Keep splashing.
There may have been 2 Aquadolls, but it was really the Blanche show. She always put herself first. Coral hated her for it.
You thinking little sissy got tired of living in big sissy's shadow and engineered the attack?
Coral did launch Blanche into the direction of that shark. It's certainly a thing to make you go.
But meanwhile, also Coral's a bit upset because they don't know what to do with her now, and she's getting fired.
Right, because she wants to be the star of the show. She wants to do something.
And Jimmy has the idea of a Daredevil thing, which is just insane.
Yes,
there's a lot of fire.
Right.
And that's kind of but also he's has the contract, so we're trying to figure that out.
Right.
And Jimmy says like he'll go with like whatever demands, but there's like one condition. So then Ned tells the sisters that like you can have everything you want, but the deal is that they're gonna go. The Aquacade's gonna go on a European tour.
Yes.
And I think Vivian's a bit apprehensive, and then Lily's like, "No, let's do it."
Right. Yeah. She's because Vivian doesn't want her sister just to say yes to things because she wants them. She's trying to like move beyond that, and he's like, all right, nah, let's bring it.
Well, she's saying like, let's put like we've been like so upset with like Chuck's death, like why don't we put our happiness first? And we're like, okay,
yay,
what could go wrong?
Growth.
Jimmy agreed to all of your demands.
The fresh lilacs, the Egyptian cotton towels,
the vodka fountain.
All in there. The papers will be ready tomorrow. But just so you know, it all hinges on one thing. Jimmy's gonna take the Aquacade on a European tour. Signing means you'll go.
Oh, yours out of the question. Who would take care of the birds, place flowers on Charlotte's grave, and besides, Lily has indulged me enough. So our answer is
yes. For the first time since Charlotte died, maybe it's okay to leave sadness behind. We're putting our happiness first.
Oh, what went wrong?
So then as they're talking, Coral's like sinking to the bottom and like she's in chains.
She's like covered in chains. You're like, that seems not right.
So then Shane rescues her and it's revealed she tried to do the motorcycle stunt, which why don't do that.
Yeah, maybe like don't do that.
But she wants to do everything to get back into the show. And Emerson points out that Shane's kind of like not really like going to her chest to help her, but like going here.
He's grasping.
He's grasping the breasts. So we're like, Coral, what's going on?
Yeah.
And we find out that Coral's having an affair with her sister's husband.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Is that related to anything?
That sounds familiar.
Lily Charles had something in common with a lifelong enemy. Both were adulteresses. Both had stolen men their sisters loved. Both were
disgusting.
You put the evil in Knievel, lady. I guess the spotlight wasn't the only thing you didn't want to share with Blanche.
You just wanted Trickle's pickle to yourself, so you fed her to the sharks.
All right. I admit that I slept with Shane to spite my sister. But I didn't kill her. I loved her. And now she's gone, and where do I turn?
We've been in a situation where someone had an affair.
Well, we haven't.
We personally have not. I have not home wrecked.
On purpose or by accident?
Yet.
On purpose or by accident?
Correct.
I'm assuming by you would, knowing you and your goodness, if you were being home wrecked or a home wrecker, it would be by accident.
Okay.
Is that good?
Thanks.
You're welcome. But Coral's kind of upset, or she denies killing Blanche, but like still saying that like she did sleep with her sister's husband.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vivian kind of like wants to be nice and say like, you can swim on our show.
to us. Coral, you will swim with our act tonight.
What?
In the past, whenever I was incapacitated by grief, getting back in the water was the best cure. It will heal you. Isn't that right, Lily? Really?
Think she's telling the truth, Cod?
Yeah, too bad, too. Because a jealous, crazy lady that kills her sister to be with the himbo brother-in-law is always a welcome rest stop on the Motive Turnpike.
Maybe the rest stop's the same, just on the other side of the road.
As in, the himbo did it. Wait,
Love a good
where's
himbo.
the himbo?
But like, and Lily's kind of like, what? No, and like, doesn't think that Coral should be forgiven for this because...
Yes. Well, because Lily sees herself reflected onto Coral, given their similar situations, and because Lily hates herself, she hates Coral.
Yeah, but also they figure that like the only other person who probably could have done it is Shane, and then Shane runs off with the motorcycle.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, that sounds just mighty suspicious.
But they find evidence that Shane's the killer, so hooray.
Yeah.
And they're looking for him, and Chuck already knows about the Coral being a part of the team now, and also Ned gets Chuck a big hat so that she can go to the Aquacade and see them.
Yeah.
And then also tells her about the European trip.
Oh.
I got us front row seats.
Thank you. Ned, killer tickets and a top-notch tam. Oh, thank you.
It's the Darling Mermaid Darling's first professional appearance in years. There's no way you can miss it, especially now. And here's the really juicy secret that not even Olive Snook the Spy knows. The Aquacade is hitting the road, and Lily and Vivian are going with it.
Road? What do you mean road?
Bunch of them, really. Downing Street, the Audubon, the Champs-Élysées.
But they're European, as in Europe.
And she's like upset.
Yeah, she's like it's like a very like outburst, like it's very much like an outburst, like oh, I can't believe you've done this, you didn't even think of me. And it's like,
what?
I feel like you should have been a little more mature about that. Like I know you would have an emotional reaction, but like I know like it's that way for plot reasons, but it was a little over the top in my opinion.
How could you let this happen?
Oh. I did what you told me. I thought you'd be happy.
Ned, they think I'm dead. The only way this has been bearable is because at least I've been able to keep tabs on them. If they needed something, I could help them or try and fix it. And while I'm completely
no.
removed, I'm
I'm happy for them.
How can I be part of their lives if they're in Europe? This is a game changer.
What game? This is not a game.
No, it's not a game.
I think so too, and especially because like she'd want her aunts to be. I get like you get the understanding of like she's always been able to like be there for her aunts, and if they go to Europe, then she won't be able to be there for her aunts unless like she goes along.
Yeah, well, it especially like conflicts with literally earlier in the episode, where, like, you know, Chuck couldn't go before she got to Disguise. Like she couldn't go to see the show, and so she's told, "Oh, take pictures and tell me everything." And he's like, "I'm sorry that we're going and you're not." She's like, "No, it's okay." So then it's weird, like 15 minutes later when it's like, "Oh, they're leaving. You won't see them." She's like, "No," and it's like, "Wait, where was that 15 minutes ago?" I know it's not the same thing, but like it's weird to have that, like where Chuck was like okay with not seeing something personally, even though she knew her aunts were being happy, and then being mad about that actually.
I think it might be just because they like she wouldn't be able to see them for a while. I kind of get it, but like, I do kind of think it was a bit off.
It's a little messy writing wise.
Yeah. Then we go to the dressing room before the show, and Lily and Oliver talking, and then Cora comes in and they're kind of talking, and we realize that Coral had another jumpsuit on and was going to try to be a solo act in their thing, which rude. And then Lily and Coral have a conversation where Lily says like you can't be forgiven for sleeping with your and you know it's like definitely a thing of like I can't be forgiven for this.
Right. Yes.
One woman chorus line. Where's the top hat? I'm gonna shove it up here.
Olive, excuse us.
Somebody did he get murdered?
Did you know my sister was born with a hole in her heart? The doctors fixed it, but sometimes it leaks a bit and stuff gets through. Stuff like you. Vivian may think that a woman who sleeps with her sister's husband deserves a second chance, but I don't. You'll always be what you are. A selfish, conniving wretch. The Darling Mermaid Darlings are a team that...
And then Coral kind of says that like she knows that Lily had a child, and we're like, and then so basically we reveal that before a show, Cora was like with Lily, and as they're getting their costumes ready, and apparently the costume person had to like let out Lily's outfit, and her flippers wouldn't fit, and then she was gone for 9 months. So
what could that mean?
It didn't apply to your baby.
Oh, I never had a baby.
That's what Vivian said. Yeah, we were just making small talk, and I casually asked her if you had a son or a daughter, and she told me that neither of you had any children. Isn't that strange?
World's full of spinsters.
You know, 30 years ago, you and I changed next to each other after a show, and the seamstress had to let out your costume. The flippers didn't fit your feet, and you had that just knocked up glow about you. And then you disappeared for 9 months. So where's the kid?
Everything. I don't know if like Coral knew about the father bit. Just like I think like she probably had sus because the fact that Vivian didn't know about it's such a big thing.
Right.
So like you know, sus.
So she's got some theories, I'm sure.
Then Lily kicks her out, and then Coral's like, "You'll regret this." And then Vivian's like, basically, Lily says like she can't do it, she's sick, and then Vivian's like, "Okay, well, we'll just be outside, and it's fine."
Yeah.
And then they're patrolling, and they're Emerson sees somebody in the sound booth, but it turns out to be Chuck disguised and trying to sabotage the show.
Right.
And so is Ned a bit because he's also there. And they just kind of explain why they were doing that. And
I was really happy for Lily and Vivian until Their happiness threatened my happiness, so in a moment of weakness and panic, I snuck up here and I tried to sabotage their show in the hope that they'd stay.
Despicable. Now you...
I guess I must have thought Chuck would try to do something rash. So I came up here to stop her.
Here's the pie hole mellow mix you asked me to get out of my car. You know what I realized on my full tilt run back up here? Whew, first, there's a lot of steps in this place. And second, Lily never mentioned there was last-minute music.
Emerson's like, guys, really? You guys normally do the right thing.
Right. They're like, you guys are acting uncharacteristically stupid, which is more than the regular stupid. I'm sure, as Emerson would probably attest.
I'm a solo guy by nature, but I choose to affiliate myself with the both of you. Reason being, it's because when you spend all your time chasing bad guys, you want the best of the good guys in your corner. You two normally are as solid as they come because your moral compass is always pointed to do the right thing. But clearly, someone's been screwing with both of your magnetic fields because the both of you seem really lost right now, so I'm going to help you out by personally escorting and then physically ejecting both of your asses from these premises. Now, what you think about that?
Yep, and I kicked them both out, and they're heading out as they're about to leave. Lily and Vivian are doing the performance.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, hooray!
Yay.
And they're going, and then as they're going, Jimmy gets knocked out by a lobster.
Just like, by a lobster. Very weird.
Yep, and then we see that it's Shane, and he's like, I did this all for you, Coral.
Yeah, right. He came back just to say, like, they think I was too stupid to get away with murder, but here I am.
And even, like, apparently he put anti-shark repellent in Coral's hair gel so that she wouldn't get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. The lobster did it.
Coral! I did it for you, Coral!
Nobody asked you to, Shane.
You know what's great about everyone thinking that you're stupid? But they assume that you can't get away with murder, but I did!
You also sent a shark into the water while I was swimming. Did you think about that, Professor?
Yes! It's why I smeared your costume with the protein secretions of the Red Sea Moses soul.
A little-known shark repellent.
And I guess he might be a bit smarter than he thinks, but because he said big words that we didn't think.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like he said that everyone thinks because I'm pretty that I'm stupid, but I'm smart. And so therefore I murdered somebody.
And admits it on the microphone.
And admits it on the Trident microphone.
Yeah, so, but he also has a plan to throw the microphone into the pool, electrocuting Vivian and Lily, so let's not do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the day's saved.
Yay, the day is saved.
In the pool, because the cord will shoot out a current through the water and electrocute the darling
Let's
mermaid.
not do that!
Once Lily and Vivian Charles are dead, Jimmy will finally have to make you the star of the show. And that's all you ever wanted.
Oh, now I get it.
Look at me, Coral!
Don't do it! Can we not kill them? Hooray!
Huzzah!
That's kind of and then, the Charleses get to finish their performance. Hooray.
Yay, everyone's happy.
Yep, and then let's talk about the ending of the show.
Oh, let's talk about the ending of just like the show. Like they were like, oh, it's time to end the show now. Like we're just like, oh, we got done the episode. Ah, shit, we got to end the show too. All right, folks, wrap it up. Let's go.
So, we'll say what happens and then we'll discuss.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're at the pie hole and Ned gives a gift to Chuck for another gift for his birthday. It's like a cute picture.
Yes.
And
it's a picture that he took.
Yeah.
That it was on his old camera, and so Chuck did not know that picture existed, so it was a surprise. It was very nice.
Hooray. And he always said that he was trying to be a good boyfriend, but he was kind of lying that, like, I think it would be bad if somebody found out about his powers and, like, especially, like, the wrong person, but, like, if Vivian and Lily found out, it probably wouldn't be that bad.
Right.
But, like, but he still was, like, kind of fearful that, like, even if they found out something bad would happen, so he's like, I want to so that's why he's like, wasn't letting her do that, but then he's like, I want to put your happiness first with this.
Right.
I've been lying to you. Not that it's any kind of excuse, but I think it's because I've been lying to myself, too. If Lily and Vivian knew you were still alive, the only person in danger would be me. And the danger itself is a lie. It's irrational fear in danger's clothing, and it's whispering in my ear saying Chuck loves her mother and aunt so much that there's no way she would want to spend her life with you if she could still be with them. And so I put my happiness first and told everyone that no one could know you were alive again.
And then we cut to the aunt's house.
Yeah.
Where
everything happens in a very short amount of time. Everything happens. Everything happens.
True. Coral's leaving, and then we see Vivian throw something at Lily, so we're like, oh no. She knows.
She knows.
Coral and I just had an illuminating conversation. One that helped me put together the pieces of a 30-year-old mystery.
Oh. Oh no?
Oh. There was a part of me that always knew. But I wouldn't allow myself to entertain such horrid thoughts that my beloved sister would go behind my back with my fiancé and have a child. It was Charlotte, wasn't it?
Oh, man. So she knows about Lily's pregnancy and kind of figuring out that, like, that it was Charles and that it was Charlotte and, like, that whole thing. And
really great dramatic moment between the two sisters.
Yeah, that was a good moment. And, you know, Vivian's mad, as she should be.
Yeah.
Every right. Mm-hmm. And also she wants Lily to leave and kind of, like, saying that, like, Lily's kind of saying, like, I've always, like, put your happiness over mine, which is why I, except for, like, the one time when she probably, like, gave up the man that she loved and, like, gave up her daughter.
Right.
And that kind of thing. But before she can leave, we open the door because the doorbell keeps ringing, and it's Ned and Chuck.
And Chuck's like, hey.
Hi.
I'm alive.
Lily?
Stop.
At that very moment, time stopped, as it is wont to do when present, past, and future collide.
Oh.
The show's over. Except not quite yet.
And then we kind of cut to, like, stuff that happens, like, with on their shows, and apparently, like, because, like, they found out Chuck was alive, it kind of, like, helped bury the hatchet with that, and then they go on a world tour.
Yeah.
Hooray. We've got the Emerson and his daughters there.
Private investigator Emerson Codd would experience a life event when life found him through the pages of a pop-up book, and he was reunited with his own little gumshoe.
I'm looking for Emerson Codd.
Jockey Coon waitress Coon private investigator Olive Snook would experience two life events in quick succession. The first, opening her heart to a formerly friendless taxidermist, and the second by opening a culinary palace dedicated to the art of macaroni and cheese called the Intrepid Cow.
His book works, and his daughter's able to find him.
Olive is officially together with Randy, opens up macaroni and cheese restaurant.
Yeah, that's very out of left field for me. The macaroni and cheese part was super out of left field. I know they were trying to, like, give, like, a satisfactory end to, like, each character, but that was the one that was like, ew. But mac and cheese.
And the end.
And that's it.
Yay.
Woo! And then Digby runs through a field.
Hooray. Like the beginning of the show.
I like the beginning of the show. Book ends. And that's all over.
Questions?
Well, like...
Can you tell that the show kind of got canceled, like... it was a surprise cancel.
Well, again, yes. It was a very, like, as soon as we get to the moment of, like, finishing up the episode's, like, main plot, and then you can tell that was then they're like, all right, guys, we got this amount of minutes left. We got to fit everything else that we wanted to do in this show total and cut some things out. They probably had to cut out, like, 6 different things. Like, all right, we got 4 minutes and 30 seconds and go. Like, that's what it felt like. Because it feels like they wanted to give fans a satisfactory ending to a lot of things, not everything. Obviously, we still have the
big, like what? What are you talking about?
The big the two purple elephant fathers in the room. Not just one of them. There's 2 of them there. It's very weird that we're not talking about them. There's 2 of them. It's a very small room, and there's 2 very large elephants, and they're there. We should probably mention something, but we're just not. We're not going to talk about them. But everything else, we just want to wrap it up.
I do have a thing on that, which I will tell you about. But what else do you have on this ending?
And it was fine. I think I thought it was really funny because there's this line about them starting a new family, and it does look like. You know, there's, like, this implication, I think, of marriage in the way that, like, when they show up to the door, how Ned and Chuck are dressed. If you look, and, like, there's, like, a bottle of champagne, it looks like somebody's about to get married, and I think that was a very purposeful visual cue. But no, otherwise the ending, it's like, all right, let's wrap it up. The stuff that Olive was like, you probably didn't need that because that didn't make me feel satisfied for her character.
No.
At all. Like, I was like, oh, we have to show that she's happy. Randy, mac and cheese. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
I mean, mac and cheese makes anybody happy.
I mean, that is true. I guess that was a very, the fastest shortcut that they could do there. But that was weird. And so they're like, all right,
go.
We're done. Clock. So yeah, I don't know how, because I know that this is it, and I'm glad that they tried to do something. And so I'm glad it didn't leave on like a serious cliffhanger, because they do try to be like, they like on some level of like, look at this thing that's about to happen. But you know, so like it's good. They did try to deliver something that had a level of satisfaction to it, even though we all know that it was cut short. So like I'm fine with it, but it was kind of funny to be like, all right, guys, it's go time. Go.
Well, apparently, one of the fun facts, originally this episode was going to end on a cliffhanger, but this upset fans.
Yeah.
So they were like, all right, let's just do a happy ending.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, this ending, I'm not upset with this ending. I'm more just, like, sad that this had to be the ending.
Yes, I agree full-heartedly.
So, because, like, it's just, like, so, like, they have to wrap, Yeah, I don't, because, like, usually, like, with, like, a bad ending, you get mad at the creator saying, like, really, this is the ending you wanted to, but but you kind of understand all of the circumstances of, like, they clearly there was, like, a plan for a full season, and then they just got canceled.
Yeah.
So, I'm more just, like, upset that this is the ending that we have.
Right, exactly.
And, like, everybody's doing their best.
It is. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to nobody who was directly involved with like creating the show is at fault for like any weirdness at the end there. It just happens to be a circumstance of, again, like networks and networks, money, writer strike, all that good stuff that was going on during this time.
Somebody had questions about fathers?
Fathers. What's up? Do you know something that I don't?
No. Well, so I read, and I'll look up the article and I'll like leave a link down below. I'm into the description, but whatever. That I read about Brian Fuller talking about this finale. Was it Brian Fuller or Christian Jim? One of them. And they're basically saying that like the plan for the season was that after the Norwegians episode, they were gonna, and like that's kind of the ending of that plot line.
Yeah.
So the idea was we're gonna take a break from the plot line and have 3 episodes, one about Olive centric, one Emerson centric, and one Lily and Vivian centric. And then once that was done, we were gonna go back to the plot.
Yeah.
And then they never got there.
They never got back to them.
That always upset me. And I'm just like, Erk.
Yeah.
So like, 'cause I think that's a cute idea of like, let's take a break from like all this like craziness.
Yeah, and it makes sense to focus because it's a great strong cast of characters that they have. So they totally should be focusing on these characters every so often.
So I remember reading that. I didn't read anything else about like what was going to happen with like the father. So like I don't actually know. Maybe for the when we do our live show.
Yeah.
I'll like look up stuff. I have theories about not really Charles because I don't know.
Whatever he's doing.
I have theories on Ned's father that
Some say he still drives that car today.
Did it run out of gas?
He probably stopped for gas at some point, but he got that and a gas station burrito and he was good to go.
Okay. But I have theories on like Ned's father that don't really work out, but like I think it's a fun idea. If anybody knows Brian Fuller and you want to give us this like this show of stuff, because we talk positively about it.
So just like
send him an email. Maybe you can like give us like some hints, or like if there's an idea for like, because I feel like you could probably like do a mini series.
Yeah,
like catching everybody up, because like really the fact of the matter is like not many of them. I mean, you probably need to jump it like 10 years. I know like not many of them like aged like face wise,
right?
But I still think you probably need to jump it 10 years, and they probably bring back the father's plot, and it could have been 10 years. See where everybody is. I think everybody's willing.
Yeah, right.
So I started like there's a rumors they're going to try to make a musical of the show.
That would make sense. That would be a fun.
I also know there's comics.
Would be a weird and fun, quirky thing to make a musical on. So like I'm into it.
But they also would have. But I think Kristen Chenoweth was also going to be in it.
Good.
That's it. That's all you need.
Why not? That's all you need.
First of all, like Kristen Chenoweth with great voice. Also Queen Olive.
Yes.
It was the best.
Queen.
So there was like supposed to be a comic that was like a season 3, but I guess like it never really got made. There was an idea for a miniseries, but and they were thinking about maybe doing like a Kickstarter thing with Veronica Mars, but they said they would need like a lot of money.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of money.
After like remember like when Roseanne got like canceled after Roseanne got canceled.
Yeah.
Brian Fuller was like, hey, Pushing Daisies, and then they're like, the Connors.
No. So that's interesting that he's trying to bring it back.
I think
that was recently.
A lot of shows he's trying to bring back that like he's done that got canceled.
he's Brian Fuller's over here like, hey guys.
I don't know. Think with like, yeah.
Me. I'm still here. Hey.
Well, he's working on the Star Trek show now.
Hey guys, now I'm gonna do Star Trek. I'll be back with my stuff. Just like I'm gonna do some Star Trek.
I know, like with Hannibal, they've also been trying to like bring that back.
Yes,
also,
I do know. Yeah. I think I heard that.
So that's that, and that's like what I've heard about like Pushing Daisies. I think like, I mean, it's on HBO Max now. Like if they want to do a revival or something, do it.
Go for it.
And like again, like we as fans do not need like 10 more seasons. Like I'm fine with like 6 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Or even like a movie.
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy.
Just like something just to give us some breathing room and just something fun.
Like, and
good
especially
mystery.
like some of your actors are they're so popular, I think, for the most part, or like like what's Sleepy's doing now?
What has he done recently?
The
latest thing I have in my mind is *Halt and Catch Fire*, but that was a few years ago.
Oh, mine is either Guardians of the Galaxy or The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's. They pace what you doing, pretty.
I technically Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. But yeah, he was in that for 5 seconds.
I don't know. It doesn't look like he's doing like a ton now, but
what's on?
Is he? Thing with you?
Does he do stage stuff? Is he a stage
not really.
actor?
But still, like he's been in stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he's been in things.
Oh yeah, I forgot the party's just beginning. All I know that's a movie because that Karen Gillan directed, and then they're in it together.
Nice.
Was Honor Fails on a BBC show? I don't know what Jimmy McBride's doing, but he's kind of like a character actor, so like he's around.
Yeah.
Swooshy Kurtz, who played Lily's on that new show with the Cat Cafe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looked like not a good show at all. That looked
just on Mike and Molly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I know that Ellen Greene does like a lot of. She's still in Little Shop of Horrors when she can.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kristen Chenoweth can do whatever she wants.
That's true. She can do whatever she wants.
She can. But yeah, so we can bring it back and do something with it. So what are your thoughts? Not on the series because I waited for the live show, but like this season.
Oh, gosh, it's
like weird.
Yeah, because I feel like this season didn't have like. Because there were like little arcs inside of this season, and the way this season ends, it doesn't feel like it's wrapping. Like it's hard for me to like find like the one singular like through line with it, just because of like how it's set up. So I really don't know how I feel about this season as a whole, because it's hard for me to formulate the idea of just over the one season, because I think other shows that we've watched each season very much has its own.
Yeah, this was kind of like weird and
this does not. So it's hard for me to like look at. I would more so look at this show just from beginning to end than I would from season to season.
Since I want to say that for the live show, do you have like a brief, just like, but like don't have to go deep dive, but like a brief whole thing on the show.
I like it.
Yay.
So a show I like that has really fun writing, and that is as far as I'll go, and we'll save the rest of the thoughts for the live show.
I mean, for me, like I've said, this is like my happy show. Like I can watch, like if I'm down, I can watch an episode, and I'm like,
It's like, I'm sad. I'm going to go watch somebody being murdered, and then have that crime solved with antics.
It's so quirky and like quirky. It's like so like fairy tale kind of. It's adorable with murder.
With a murder.
Oh, I just wish the show had a better ending.
Yep.
I'm just again, like I said, I'm more sad about the ending than I am.
Yeah.
All right. So like I said, this season was supposed to end on a episode was supposed to end on a cliffhanger, but then they got canceled.
Maybe we should end on a cliffhanger.
But we still got to announce the next show.
Oh yeah. The next show is, and then we just cut. No, we wouldn't do that because Dara has been getting on my case for not having my show picked out for a very long time.
Yes, because I've got like 5 of my shows picked out.
So do we want to read some comments and then go to the show, or
sure.
how do you want to structure this?
Let's do comments.
We'll finish up our Pushing Daisies comment talk, and I'm sure we'll finish when we get to the live show, which we'll have a date for. As we're recording, we don't have a date, but I'm sure hopefully by the time this goes out, we do have a date.
Probably
so
put a date down here, and also we're gonna make
it's gonna be a graphic of some sort on your screen.
We'll probably make a video, like announcing it.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. But until then, we'll read some comments and then finish up everything else on the live show, and then we'll be done with Pushing Daisies and on to the next show, in which I get the power back. And
for a short amount of time.
For a very short amount of time. Yes. But let's go. So let's see, where am I here? Sorry, I I'm looking at Zom's comments. Hey Zom, how's it going? Your comments bring me joy. So thank you. So this is from it's magic. I like Zom says, I was banned from Facebook for being inactive for too long.
Is that a thing?
I don't know if that's is that
because like I'm barely active on Facebook and I still have one.
Well, you use Messenger though a lot.
Oh, that's true.
That's how we communicate.
That's like
sort of communicate.
Do you find that weird that like we've only really we don't text each other, we messenger each other?
I think you've texted me once in the past like 3 years. But yeah, I no, but I'm fine. That's how I communicate with most people.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I just find it interesting.
It is interesting. Let's see. Then someone also says, y'all are just fun. I think we're fun.
Yes.
And so these are some comments from Robin Hood. I guess we're talking about communism probably because we're talking about Robin Hood, which is fair because
I remember that bit because it's like one of my favorite things where I'm saying like, why can't we just like all get along? And I'm just like doing close ups to you like, honey.
Zom says communism in a perfect world would work, but it requires everyone to be willing to pull their weight and for absolutely no one to give in to greed or corruption. Fair. Zom also says,
is that like every day though? Because like I need like a day where I just like sit on the couch.
I think that's different.
Okay.
I think that's greedy in the way that like I'm just going to sit instead of being like I'm going to take. Very different. Zom also says another show that sadly didn't get a proper ending because its 5th season was canceled last minute to make room for the first season of Survivor that y'all might like is The Pretender. I'll send you all the opening if you are interested.
I am because I've literally never heard of that show
I don't think I know that. But that's really funny because I still watch Survivor.
Is it still on? Survivor? I've never watched Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor just passed its like 50th season.
50th?
Pretty sure they do 2 a year.
50th?
Yeah, they do 2 a year and it's been out for like 20 years. I'm pretty sure it's 50th. 50th or 40th? Or 25th? 50th. 40th. 50th. How many seasons have Survivor? Okay, now I'm like, how many seasons?
I'm looking at The Pretender. Who's in this?
So that's in a late 90s show, I'm assuming, because I think Survivor came out in 2000.
Yes, it's got 4. It was from 96 to 2000. So Jared is a child prodigy who was abducted.
40. Sorry, it's 40, not 50.
Who was abducted at a young age and raised in a think tank called the Center, based in the fictional town of Blue Cove, Delaware. Told that his parents had died, Jared is assigned to the care of a man named Sidney. Psychiatrists working for the center. During Jared's youth, Sidney mentors the boy and regularly coaches him through complex simulations designed to explore his intelligence and for real-life application. But as an adult, Jared discovers that the center is using data gathered from...
I think you're starting to get into spoiler territory.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Okay, well... that looks interesting. Not gonna lie.
Seems interesting, and I've literally never heard of it. So, like, send us the opening. It's like, no, it's milk. It's Milky. What a great name. Commented on our Gravity Falls shorts.
Oh yeah,
so
like a bunch of them.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And Bill Cipher's still alive. He said something backwards. That comes from Fire Spirit from our Weird Mageddon.
Well, I feel like if they're ever gonna do like a revival thing of Gravity Falls, then like they're gonna have to. I wouldn't mind like a 10 years later thing.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Like a 10 years later, either like mini series of like a few episodes or even just like a movie.
Yeah.
I'm down.
The John Smith yet again said, hey, glad this is up. I was having trouble playing it earlier. I think that's when Comfort Food got copyright struck and then we had to get that back. So it took longer to get back than we anticipated. And that's kind of what happens sometimes. I think that was an episode that I edited, which makes sense because I don't do things on time.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. Listen, I am aware of my flaws as a human being. And Hector Reyna said, boo, I'm not what he seems. Thank you, Hector.
You're welcome.
I'm not sure what that comment was supposed to do, but thank you for your patronage.
All right, we did it. All right.
We got through Pushing Daisies. Now all we have is the live stream.
Yes, and also, Cailin, what's our next show?
All right, drum roll, please.
Do you want to explain what we're doing?
So yes. For our next show, what I really want to do, I think both of us like to introduce each other to shows that we don't normally watch. And so I've done exclusively animation for all of my shows.
Yes.
I want to continue on that trend. And also Dara has never seen an anime as a fan of anime.
I've never seen an anime show.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple anime movies.
Yeah, but I've seen some Ghibli movies, but you've never seen like an anime series. So this is a very hard thing
Legend
for
of
me.
Korra doesn't count.
Legend of Korra does not count. As much as I love it, and I have been a fan of anime since I was in my impressionable years.
Weeb.
Yes, thank you. Although like I got out of it, but now I literally just I'm sharing a Crunchyroll subscription with my friend right now, so like I'm getting back into it. And so it was difficult because anime is not like one show; it is a whole entire genre. It is more of a medium than even a genre because there's genres inside of anime. So this was difficult to try to find something Dara I think would like because I have to ease her into it. I can't just go in and show her like the most anime of anime.
What is the most anime of anime?
Which is hard because some of the series I was thinking of are Studio Gainax. And so that would be kind of weird. Gainax or Gainax? I don't know. I only ever read it. But I was thinking of Gurren Lagann, but like I don't think I would have to work you into that because that's a parody. That's not a parody, but it's like it's purposely over exaggerated making anime. Anyway, so but what I have decided on is drum it, please. We're gonna watch Baccano, which is something that has actually been suggested on the show. It's like, oh, you guys should watch Baccano, and I was like, who watches Baccano? Baccano wasn't a hugely popular. Baccano is actually more popular in the United States than it was in Japan, although it is a Japanese series. It was based off a series of light novels. It's by the same person who did Durarara, which is more popular. I also like Durarara. These words mean nothing to Dara, which is very exciting. She's like, what the fuck is a Durarara?
I don't know what's going on. So what? Okay.
So and it is a see. I don't know how much of the series I want to tell you because you're going to see the opening when we play it. I think we've already played a snippet of it. And so it's a 13 episode series. So it's very short. It's crazy, but it's something that I enjoy, and it has a good English dub because I didn't want to do subs, especially for our first one. And I think that would be kind of complicated with doing how we do the reactions to do something that was subbed and not dubbed. So I really like the dub of Baccano, and I think it's just a fun series.
And you think I'll like it?
And I think this will be more palatable to you than other anime that I was thinking of watching. We could have done Death Note, but I did not want to do Death Note. We did watch the movie of Death Note. But Death Note is like I was very into it in middle school, and that'd be a lot for me to go back to.
But listen, somebody in the Death Note movie is nominated for an Oscar now.
Yeah, it's true. Shout out to Lakeith Stanfield. He is an extremely talented dude who also had to be in the Death Note movie.
It was funny because I was trying to remember the character that he played in Death Note, and I kept saying Light, and I'm like, he wasn't Light, but I don't remember his name.
Oh, it's the same starting letter, which makes it hard. He was L.
Ow!
Yes, that's why it's so hard, because it's literally just the same first letter.
But Baccano, so my guess as what it's about. No.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming there's some people at a school.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming uniforms, maybe. And there's some adventures and monsters. And that's all I'm going to say. From my knowledge of anime.
There are adventures. The monsters might just be...
Is it like Gravity Falls over the anime?
No. It's really different than I think anything we've watched so far. I don't even want to tell you anything about it because I'll just let you see when you... I'll let you watch the opening and then we'll go from there. So maybe we might talk a little bit more about it. We'll reiterate this on our live show, but until then, I'm excited to have the power back, even for a very, very brief snippet of time.
So,
Baccano.
Okay.
There's an exclamation point at the end of it, so you do have to emphasize it.
Baccano.
So I'm very excited. I hope you guys have seen it. If not, I don't even know if it's available to stream. It is like a
where is it on?
Mid to early 2000s anime. What was it on?
No, like what's it on now?
I don't even know.
Okay.
But because I'll probably end up just getting the DVD of it so that way we can rip the file so it's
that's fine, yeah.
And that way, we probably, because I don't even know if it's available to stream, so it's going to be difficult to tell people to go watch.
It might be on HBO Max.
I hope, it used to be, I think it was on Netflix at one point. I don't think it is anymore. But it's...
I can look it up real quick and not like spoil myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Baccano, I think.
Baccano.
Baccano.
No, it's not on anything else. Okay.
Oh, is that on YouTube?
For you to pay for it.
Yeah, we have to pay for it. All right. So
why does? No, I just saw a picture and I'm like, I think I've seen like maybe a clip from it. Not like a clip from it, but like
a GIF or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like something looks familiar. Like
yeah.
Okay.
So cool. So I am really excited to show you that because it took me, I was back and forth between this and another one.
Which we'll probably do eventually.
Which I'll probably do eventually, but we might have to work ourselves up to it. But especially after 2020, did not want to watch that one. But anyway, so we're going to do a little wild, crazy, and super short and sweet. So I am excited, but the power is not quite mine yet because we do have a live stream left. So Dara, I'm going to turn it back over to you to close out the show.
So that wraps up Pushing Daisies in this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. If you're watching here, thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you leave a comment, we'll read it on the live stream. And keep commenting when we watch Bakano because those will be fun. I'm
remembering the first episode and Dara's going to be so confused. Everyone's confused.
We didn't tell you about the first episode of Gravity Falls with the freaking gnome zombie guy.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I'm really excited.
We're really close to 600 subs. Thank you guys so much. If we get to 1,000, we'll do a thing.
We'll do something special.
We don't know what.
We're not sure what yet.
Yes. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/wittyclothes. So please like us there. Follow if you can. Twitter at wittyclothes. Tweet at us. Follow us.
Mm-hmm.
That's spiel.
Yeah.
We are on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you want to give us some money, we do have some special live stream content that we do once a month. We maybe watch a movie. We're gonna watch 365 Days in April.
Oh man.
Kayla's gonna regret it because I already regretted it.
Oh boy. It may have already happened by the time this goes out.
It might already happen by the time this goes out. Also, we'll probably be drinking because I told Cailin you need to drink to see this movie.
Yeah. Well, wish me luck, folks.
Good luck. So, that's right now. It's not fully set up, but that should probably be the first tier, $1 or whatever. So if you just want to donate that and watch our live streams and hang out with us, fun times.
We're fun because we hang out.
Yes, and then we'll have other tiers and other special stuff eventually.
Yeah.
When we plan it out.
We're working on it.
Yep. And we're on iTunes if you want to subscribe to us there and rate and review us. That'd be lovely. We are also on Spotify if you want to follow us there.
Yay.
If you want to email us any questions for the live stream, we also have an email at wittyclothes@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
All of it's down there as well. And that's it for Pushing Daisies until the live stream.
That's it until then. So very exciting.
And then Bakano, whatever that is.
There's I don't even know what a Bakano is. I'm not even sure I know what a Bakano is, but it's a fun time. That's what it is.
All right. So for this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction, I'm Dara Whitman.
I'm Cailin Wilther. Peace.
Letter.
That was fun.
Oh my god.
But to have a sister
Maybe it's a good thing the show didn't go any further. They already jumped the shark.
Survive if I had lost you.
Who the hell is that?